talk to you about cotton. How many of you know what cotton looked like? Do you know what you do with cotton? Cotton is grown from a seed. The seed of a cotton is about the size of a peanut. Several of these seeds are banked together and dropped from a hopper into a hole that is made with a plow. And from that, cotton is grown, and it's planted early spring. And it's a beautiful plant. Some grow on just regular plants, and some cotton grow on trees. There are small cotton trees, and they grow like a cedar bush, but they have the buds that point straight up. The cotton plant that grows with the wide leaves, it has round balls, and they are about the size of a golf ball when the cotton finishes maturing in the bowl, and it's ready for harvest. Cotton is the softest fiber that grows around a seed. When it's spun, it's put in a bale, and it's sent out to garment factories, and they make sheets of cotton fabric. And that's where our jeans and our shirts and different things come from. They also make linen and different other materials that is used around the home. And sometimes it is used for cooking. The cotton seed that makes the cotton, when the cotton is finished, they take the seed and they make oil, which we cook with sometimes. There's also a surprise at the end. Okay, this is a gentleman that is getting this is just land like out in the forest. It's just plain land. He's getting it ready. He's making rows for cotton. He's getting ready to plant cotton. And you see the little items here where it says horse-drawn farming equipment. These particular pieces of equipment is the equipment that he used to harvest the cotton until it's ready for picking. Our next picture is going to show us a man that is just about at the top. He's making his last, he's doing his last plowing. And a few months after he plows this cotton, it's ready for chop. Well, a few weeks, it's ready for chopping. You see the hands here, they're chopping the cotton. And now that they have finished chopping the cotton, at the very bottom, you can see the cotton where it is getting ready to be picked. What I wanted to show you, I don't know if the hoe is present or not, but what the people did back then, they took a hoe and chopped. As they chopped, see, they left two bunches of cotton together. With the two stalks of cotton, that gave the cotton even more to grow. Everywhere you look, you see two bunches of cotton. And that's how the cotton was supposed to be left. So it would do what it needed to do to grow. After the cotton reaches that point, insects start to form. As the insects start to form in this cotton, and while the people were chopping the cotton, they were thinning it out. It may be in 6 or 8 stalks together, so they had to make it just 2. And they also were chopping the grass. If you can see here, there's grass. That's grass probably grew after they finished the chop. But the insects gets to the roots of the cotton, and if the insect cut the root, then the cotton will die. But we have what we call a crop duster. The crop duster sprays the cotton. when it's a certain age, shortly after it's being chopped. And this takes care of the insects that will eat the cotton. And most farmers couldn't afford to have an insect in their crop eating on what they had just harvested, because it was quite expensive to do that in the first place. After the chopping, the cotton is ready. The bolls will come out, and it's ready for picking in this field. I want to show you what a cotton boll close-up really look like and how beautiful it is. This is the beginning of the cotton boll. When the cotton was green on the other picture I showed you, this is what it looked like. This is what it blooms out in a big white flower. And when the flower closes up, this is what it leaves. So the flower has closed. It has to take a few weeks, and the heat from the sun makes this open because the flower left the cotton in the bowl. And as you see here, my father is picking cotton on his farm.
So your father, who did he work for?
He worked for himself. That's why he was a sharecropper. There are several different kinds of, I'm going to get to that.
Is it still backwards? Okay.
Okay. Can you all see the word sharecropper? This is my family working in the field. These are our neighbors. They're Caucasians, yes. We had Caucasian sharecroppers as well. But those people who didn't sharecrop, they had what they called, they had a master. And the master, he watched the people. He rode his horse. So these were hands that worked. These people needed a job, and as the cotton was being matured, they would go out and get them a job picking cotton. And this guy here is the overseer because this is his plantation. This is his cotton. So he wants the people that he hired to pick his cotton to do it right.
So these are the people that were made like $3 to $5 for 100 pounds of cotton.
Right, right.
But how much did your dad make? Did your family make sharecropping though?
My dad tried to make 20 bales of cotton each year.
Okay.
Each bale of cotton weighed 500 pounds.
That's a lot. Okay.
So with 8 of us picking 150 to 125 pounds a day, we picked a bale of cotton a day. But the weather wouldn't allow us to pick 20 straight days. The cotton wouldn't open so you could pick it all at one time. Those bowls that I showed you a few minutes ago, it took some time from September to November for some of those bowls to open. Because if the cotton had heavy leaves on it, the cotton that I showed you on the cover picture, that was short cotton. But we had bottom cotton, which grew taller than I am now. So the leaves didn't fall off of that cotton until frost fell.
So how much money did your dad make per bale? Do you remember?
Probably, I want to say $800.
So if you did 5, y'all made $4,000 for the year.
Right, which was really no money. But it was good for us because my dad also worked in coal mines. So he would come home in the spring, plant the cotton, and go back to his job, and our brothers would take care of that, and he would come back in October to make sure we have everything going right, and by November he's back to the coal mine, and he would come home for Christmas.
Where was the coal mine?
I think he worked on a coal mine in Minneapolis Ward, somewhere in the northern
okay,
area.
okay.
It wasn't.
Yeah.
It was several. He and his friend. Yes, sir.
So did you personally pick cotton?
Yes, I did.
So how was like the experience? Could you explain the experience to us?
The experience of picking cotton.
But they got like 8 minutes before class is
Oh,
over. So they
it
need
was-
to know about your personal experience.
Yeah, like how long a day was it? Work.
Yeah, like
we
just
worked.
like-
Well, I'm gonna start with the chopping of the cotton. We left home at 5 o'clock in the morning, going to the field if our field was far away, and we chopped until noon, and somebody took us back to the home for dinner, and we ate dinner and rested for a couple hours, and then we went back because the sun was too hot. But for us picking cotton, we left home in the morning about 7:30, 8 o'clock. And you picked until the sun went down. If the sun went down at 4 o'clock, you left field at 4:30 because you had to gather up everything before you leave. And it was fun because it was a lot of us and we had friends around and they were doing their thing and we were doing ours. So we made it to be a fun thing. We didn't know any better. But as time went on, we learned better, so we started doing better. Okay, as we picked the cotton, and a bale of cotton would fit in the wagon. You took the wagon to the gin, and as you can see here, the people at the gin is sucking the cotton out of the wagon. And when it gets into the gin, they run it through this machine, and it separates the cotton from the seed. The seeds go to one place because they're going to take those seeds and make oil and do other things with them, but they're going to save some for the next year. That's how they got the seeds each year to plant the farm, because they saved the seeds, treated the seeds, and you came back to the gin, you bought seeds. That's how you spent your money. They didn't give us.
You bought the seeds that you picked already.
You bought the seeds that you picked, which I thought was bad. But that's the way they did it. See, we didn't own the cotton gin. You couldn't tell people what to do when you don't own anything. You just abided by their rules.
Now, let me ask you, was there like a store, a grocery store? What did you guys do for supplies?
Oh, it was a place next door to the gin where they kept all the supplies.
No, I mean, like if your parents wanted to go out and buy groceries.
Oh, we had a town to buy the groceries.
They went to Olive Branch, to the town? Okay.
Most of the time they caught the train and came to Memphis.
Oh, okay.
Okay, this is a cotton baler. And this is the same thing as the other one. This one was just probably back there in Eli Whitley's day or whoever came up with the inventing of the cotton gin. But these are the bales of cotton here. And as time went on, computers took over, everything else did, and people stopped farming. I worked in the field for a very short time because they came up with cotton pickers, tractors to do the farming. So, it was time for me to graduate from high school and go to college, so I was proud that my father could use a tractor. He didn't need us anymore. He could use a cotton picker.
So when you guys picked cotton as a family, did you get to keep that money?
That was the money. Yeah, I mean, my dad kept it. He paid. He gave.
He paid you guys something.
What he did was took the cotton to the gin, and if his bale didn't weigh 500, he didn't get the right amount of money. So we would like pick and put overage in the wagon, so he could make sure his bale of cotton weighed 500 pounds. And they didn't want you picking green cotton. If the cotton weighed heavy, they knew it was green.
So how long does it take for your family to pick 500 pounds to make a bale? I mean, how? Yeah,
One
fill
day.
up the wagon. You can fill
One
up
day.
a wagon in a day.
If 7 people pick 100 pounds, 125 pounds, because you only needed 500 pounds.
Okay.
How old were you when you started?
I was blind till I was 11, so I didn't start till I was 13, 14.
You was what?
Blind.
Oh, like temporarily.
No, I couldn't see. I got nail polish in my eyes at the age of 3. That's another story. And my mother was at work, and I rubbed it in, and when they got her home and got me to her, and they got me to the ear, eyes, and nose and throat hospital, it had like 7. It was cold, and they had to just pick. I had many surgeries on my eyes. So where you go to the and buy glasses maybe cost you $200, mine right at $1,000 because my eyes are so bad and they have to do so much to my lens. But anyway, this is the end of the cotton picking, chopping, and I have enjoyed it.
They might think the story about your eyes was more important than
I wanna know what's green cotton.
she said, what is green cotton?
What's green cotton?
What is green cotton?
Yeah, when they go to weigh in, and
The bows.
is that not good cotton? That's not.
It's good cotton when it gets dry.
It's not ready to be picked.
But
Oh,
you see
okay.
those bows up there? Sometimes they will open just a little.
Oh,
And when you pull the cotton out, it's very heavy. It doesn't take long to get 100 pounds if you find you a roll with all that on it.
so they didn't want that.
They don't want it.
Oh, okay.
You have to leave that bag there and get you another bag until that one dries.
And what was your name again?
Maude Washington,
And how many siblings do you have?
11.
11. You're the youngest.
I'm the 7th child.
Of 7. Okay. Thank